Welcome everyone to another video for the Mad Army podcast, and of course this time it's about, judging by the title, it has something to do with AEW, All Elite Wrestling, for those who don't know about it. It's being run by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, who are former members of Bullet Club. Cody Rhodes is a former member of WWE, etc., etc. Anyways, this is my opinion. And I think the fans are guilty of this when it comes to overreacting on an announcement. So for anybody that doesn't know, it seems that All Elite Wrestling has the backing of the son of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they might be using their stadium for some events. They also have money backing of about $100 million from what's reported by several different sources. And here's the thing. So far you have Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Adam Page. That's it. It's the only four you know, and that's the only four we have. Oh yeah, and Brandy Rose, Cody Rhodes' wife. So the five of them, that's what you have, and then the management, or the investor who's putting his money and time and energy into funding this brand, this company. That's it. That's all we know. No other names, no roster, nothing. But here's what I see. AEW is going to be the next WCW and rival WWE and beat it. They're going to take over. It's the Second Coming. That's what they're heralding at. The fans have built this up as such a big deal that they're treating it like it's the Second Coming of. Like, for goodness sakes, they're acting like this is going to be the company that does WWE. This is the company that's going to beat WWE. It's going to overthrow the empire. It's going to destroy it all. Yeah, we're finally going to stick it to WWE. It will finally all end. Really? Really? That's what we're going to go with? It's going to remove WWE. It's going to tear down the establishment. It's going to revolutionize the world. It's going to just destroy WWE. I see so much logic. Here's the dumb thing. I think people don't realize that WWE is still making money. So far in quarter 1, 2, and 3 of 2018, they made profits. That's not even counting their numbers on their deal with Saudi Arabia, which they make $2 billion. Just saying, they're making bank. I think that's their full contract or every year. I don't remember, but I know that the $2 billion is part of the number. I just don't know for how many years. It's stretched over. Either way, even if that's by years, they're earning hundreds of millions from that deal. So if anything, WWE's making bank. They can actually sign whoever they want at this point. It's just a matter of if the person says yes or no. As far as All Elite Wrestling, everyone's like saying, ooh, Vince is scared. Vince is terrified. That's why he's trying to snatch up talent. He's trying to sign Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, which, it's tongue-in-cheek, he said, she said. We don't really have any evidence that's really public. Oh, they were trying to sign Bandino. Oh, who was he again? Oh, he's that guy that wrestled in All In. Yeah. Yeah, the guy who's been tearing the roof off the place in companies. Yeah, Bandino. Gosh, it's like nobody knows who these guys are. They just know Cody Rhodes and the Elite, and they're like, oh, that's who we know. And for the people that do their homework and actually know these wrestlers, I applaud you, and it would be a much harder argument to make against you guys if you guys, support all Elite Wrestling. I have no problem with all Elite Wrestling. I just hate the fact that people are overhyping it to the point where it's going to shoot the company in the foot if it disappoints in any way. So yeah, I think because of the fans, All Elite Wrestling is overrated. Because of how high up the fans are putting this company that barely has anything going yet, and are putting it on a pedestal. This pedestal that everybody has putting AEW on is monumental. You're equating this company who has nothing going yet to the biggest company in the world now in terms of professional wrestling. That's bold. Once again, I see comments on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, basically saying that, All Elite Wrestling is going to be, this, that, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. It's going to revolutionize wrestling. Are we forgetting who revolutionized? Who revolutionized recently? I mean, in the past decade. Who revolutionized wrestling? I'd say WWE made a good investment in putting Triple H in charge of NXT and putting it on its back and carrying the ball to make some of the greatest wrestling shows of all time. But no, let's forget the fact that NXT is part of WWE, because when I say that, people are like, it's not technically, it's removed, it's not run by Vince McMahon, it doesn't matter. The WWE label is slapped onto it, making it part of WWE. So if you're saying that WWE is trash, you're talking about NXT as well. And I'm sorry, but you're wrong about NXT being bad. So then people will quickly counter, well, the main roster's just bad. Okay, what makes it bad? I'm not sure that this isn't me trying to defend WWE. It's just, you need to bring points to the table to make an argumentative point. You can't just express your opinion against everybody else and tell everybody else who disagrees with you that you're wrong or they're wrong, and you have no evidence to back up your claims. If you're going to express your opinion, it's perfectly fine to say that you think WWE sucks. I'm not going to disagree with you. But if you start telling somebody that, you're wrong, WWE sucks, well, how? Is that your personal opinion, or are you spewing fact? What makes it suck? How do you determine if it sucks? Viewership? Because I'm seeing NXT still pretty good, and it's actually growing. So you're wrong in terms of viewership, because NXT is still maintaining it. SmackDown's it's not as high as Raw. Raw is hitting all-time lows. Yeah, it's because welcome to the internet. You can just Google something. You can Google the summary of Raw. Heck, if you really wanted to, you could just Google Wrestle Kingdom 13's results. You don't have to look it up on YouTube or try to buy the pay-per-view. Oh, but people get all twisted up in a knot when I tell them that. Well, we're going to miss out on all the good wrestling. Yeah. Yeah, that's why you watch. You watch what you want. Gosh. Oh, shoot. Cody and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Adam Page and Marty Scurll made Bullet Club the thing. They made it so mainstream. No, they didn't. I knew about Bullet Club before I even knew about the YouTube channel Being the Elite, and it was before Cody Rhodes joined. It was before Marty Scurll joined. It was before Adam Page joined. I'll tell you that right now. It was when AJ Styles was running Bullet Club. I was aware of it. When Jeff Jarrett made appearances with the guitar. Oh yeah, I remember those pretty well. The guys that made Bullet Club cool for me were guys like Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. The GODs. Gorillas of Destiny, for any of those who don't know the abbreviation. Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens. Those guys. And when Ghetto, Bone Soldier, Switchblade joined Bullet Club, put a smile on my face. Because I knew it was back to being cool again. And then instantly so many people drop the ball and say, Kenny and the Elite left. Bullet Club sucks now. In your opinion, it sucks now. For all those people who say that, WWE can't handle its own talent pool. NXT. Sorry, you can't beat me with that one. NXT. They're juggling their talent just fine. Sorry. Next. But then they'll counter and say SmackDown and Raw. No. Not as well. What wrestling needs is not the no-selling bullcrap all the time. The indies, but indies still is good wrestling. You'd be surprised that there isn't just the no-selling, which I know, sorry. If you want to tell good stories, that is what you need in wrestling. And that is what I'm afraid AWE won't do very well. It's my main fear for them. Everyone says, well, look at being the Elite. They tell good stories there. They tell creative stories. Wouldn't say they're phenomenal or anything special. Say they did one really good one, and that was with Adam Page being framed for murder. That was great. And it played into real life. Every other one is kind of just the shrug of the shoulders. So right now I'd say New Japan Pro Wrestling is writing better stories than the Elite's fallout with Bullet Club. And don't give me this whole, their contracts. No. Nope. No, you can't even. Kenny Omega didn't even want to entertain this storyline. Cody Rhodes didn't even want to entertain this storyline. Nobody did except for the Young Bucks, who dropped the belts, the Gorillas of Destiny, and had a triple threat match, tag team match, at Wrestle Kingdom. No, Bullet Club and the Elite didn't even get to have their fallout. Because Kenny Omega was just like, fine, it's yours. We're the Elite. You're right, Tama Tonga. You're right. You're right on everything you said. We're out. Gosh. No, you can't even finish a good story that people wanted to see. So how am I going to trust that you're going to do your own crap pretty well? You can't even follow the company's storylines. You can't even make the storylines interesting. And I'm not putting it all in the Elite. That's also the management's fault. For letting these guys get shorter or less dates to work. Because Okada, who was not the champion for more than half the year, had put in more wrestling dates than the champion, Kenny Omega. Tanahashi. Naito wrestled more than Chris Jericho, and Jericho showed up for 6 matches. 5, maybe. That's stretching it. Currently 5, 6, something like that. That's in Japan. Why am I bringing up all this stuff? Because I know that's what people are going to be asking. Here's the thing. WWE is going to sign whoever they want, and guys like Bandino will turn them down if they choose. Guys like Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, massive stars, will go to WWE. It's fine. It's business. It is business. But if you sit there and overrate the show when they don't even have a roster yet, or a full-fledged roster, a plan, championships, how the company's going to work, what are they going to do, what are the dates, what are the wrestling shows, you can't be sitting here putting it up on the highest pedestal in wrestling yet. I am totally fine with the excitement for it, the buzz, the electricity, the excitement in the air where everybody just can't wait. Bulging at the seams for information. They want to know more. But don't put it on the pedestal, the ultimate pedestal, and say, it's going to be the greatest thing of all time, when you don't even know. You don't even know. We don't even know. For all we know, I could be 100% wrong, and we could be or you guys could be 100% right, and they could totally take over WWE in 5 years. Maybe. But when you're sitting here acting like AEW's going to revolutionize all of wrestling, and you completely discard what NXT's done for wrestling, it ruffles my feathers, so to speak. It bothers me. Bothers me when people say that Cody Rhodes made Ring of Honor more popular than anybody else that's come before. Because that's simply not true. I found about Ring of Honor, before Cody Rhodes was even wearing the Stardust outfit. Before he even hated that gimmick. Guys like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Jay Lethal, Flip Gordon. This is just naming a few guys. If you really want to go back, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Tyler Black. They made Ring of Honor interesting. Adam Cole, Redragon, the Briscoes. Not Cody. Cody wasn't... SCU, Christopher Daniels. Come on. But no, everybody quickly forgets because they jump on the bandwagon of the Elite. That's the problem, you bandwagon. I have no problem with hyping something up, but when you overhype it, you're going to crush people's expectations. The Elite knows they're stepping on the world stage. They do. I am confident in that they know that they're stepping on the world stage. But the question is how they're going to handle it. The question is, what are they going to do? Will the pressure be too much for them, or can they handle it? I, for one, believe they can. But when you set the bar so high, it becomes almost impossible to meet everyone's expectations. And when you say that all Elite Wrestling can push all the guys who are being mistreated, I can't help but feel sick, because you will have a certain amount of main eventers, you will have a certain amount of mid-carders. You choose whether you will have jobbers or not. But there will be the stars, and there will be the guys below them. Always. That is reality, that is wrestling. What you can do is write good stories for those mid-carders to be remembered by. That is what you can do for those mid-carders. You choose, as the owner of the company, what to do with them. And for me, it is about the stories that you tell. It doesn't matter if they're funny, it doesn't matter if they are serious or scary, horrifying, whatever. If they are compelling and they are interesting, I am in, and I will be sucked into it if it's good enough. If the characters can deliver the charisma, the personality, and the effectiveness to make it all work, I am in. But if they can't, I will throw my arms up and say, oh well. I guess I'll keep watching PWG, TNA, Ring of Honor, ICW, heaven forbid, NWA, NXT, WWE. There are plenty of other options. Lucha Underground. There are talents all around the world. From Callahan, to Pentagon Jr., to Ray Phoenix, to Bandino, to Jay Lethal, Flip Gordon, Bubba Ray Dudley. Everyone seems to forget that, he can actually tell a decent story if you give him the right character. Heck, other people. Look at anybody in NXT. Most of them are having great storylines. Even the tag teams are having good storylines. But yeah, for me, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see. But don't overhype something to the point where you are going to crush your anticipation and your expectations. It is good to be excited. It is always fine to be excited. I am excited. But don't overexcite yourself to the point where you be let down no matter what happens. Don't put it on a pedestal when it's barely begun to build the column to get up there. Because if you put it so high, you are banking on the fact that it will reach that high. And if it can't, then you'll be disappointed. Be there at the base. Don't look at the future. Be there for the origin of the story. Don't sit there and wait for the end. Just be thankful that the show is happening. Don't sit there and try to act like it has to compete with all these other companies. It has to be better than this. It has to be better than that. Let it be its own thing. And if it grows and grows and grows and starts to compete, that's fine. But don't sit here at the start and the origin point and say that it will or that it should. Let AEW find its way into becoming something before we start promoting it as something else. That is my opinion. And let's see what happens. But I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. If you have any other topics or suggestions for me, please let me know down below. I am always up for suggestions to share my thoughts on the wrestling world, share thoughts on my YouTube channel, etc. Give me a topic. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Of course, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you choose, check out any other video on my channel if you wish. Hit the like button as well if you want. And as always, Pseudo Mad Army, I will see you all next time.